Okay, hello from my side as well. Let us share the presentation. Okay, perfect. I guess you see our presentation.
Yes.
As you can see, my name is Peter Stoyanov. I'm part of Transmetrics, responsible for the business development part. Yes, then to the next slide. Here you can see Transmetrics is a high-tech company that works exclusively in the logistics industry. So we do nothing else than that. Our customers are coming from different angles of the logistics industry, but only logistics industry. So we have products for the shipping industry, post and parcel, and so on. But today we are going to talk about the trucking sector. We are already 12 years on the market. We developed different products for some of the biggest logistics companies in the world. As you can see, the logo of DHL, Schenker, for example. One of our biggest clients nowadays is Kuehne+Nagel. But we have also smaller companies with smaller fleets in our portfolio company. The company Warrior, for example, they have around 80 trucks, and they use our sales navigator and the fleet metrics solution on a daily basis. Then to the next slide, here I will show you what is the traditional method of doing logistics nowadays, what is the problem, and how we solve these problems. As you can see on the above, a lot of companies are using different systems. Most of the companies in Europe, at least, are using different TMS systems, ERP systems. They have also telematics on their vehicles. They use different fuel card providers like Shell, UTA, and so on. They use freight exchanges like Timocom, for example. And the problem here is that all these systems are producing different data formats like Excel, PDFs, even on paper, and they do not communicate to each other. What we do, we connect to all of these systems, to the fuel card providers, to the telematic systems, to the TMS of the company, to the freight exchanges. First, we take the data, improve the quality of this data, because I guess most of you knows that the data in the logistics industry is not like the data in the banking industry. So the quality of the data is always very bad. And yes, we need to improve the quality of this data, and then to provide our customers with different analytics, different KPIs based on their operations, and to give them advices how to improve their operations. And now I will give the ball to Hristo to show you, to tell you actually more details about the technical part and to show you how our solution works.
Hello, everybody. Do you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Hristo Hadjitchonev, and I'm quite, just few words for me, I'm quite in AI since year 2000. Actually, I'm graduated mathematician to that field before that term to be invented. And I worked extensively across implementation of AI in various sectors, backgrounds in banking, financial sector, scorings, and etc., passing through fast-moving consumer goods as well. And right now I'm working with in Transmetrics to make that technology to be more available, and in particular for small and medium enterprises, which for me in particular is very important and very key, because the big players might have their huge budgets, allocated resources, internal teams in a lot of cases, and this them very, very effective. And our goal is to bring that technology and the availability of that technology to small and medium enterprises where the implementation of such technology is not so easy. So it definitely can't be done internally in most of the cases, because it's complex, it needs a lot of things. But very roughly, in our system, AI is applied almost everywhere. As Peter mentioned, one of the things is freezing the data, which is coming from different sources in different formats and etc. And after that, to establish a common structure, which is to be used later on for all the decisions and for all monitoring later on. So in the core of AI, actually, it's not just one. We have several dozens of different implementations coming from large language model or pure machine learning models as well, pure data science into all that. So we apply, as you see, AI in almost every of the aspects we are delivering as features to our clients through our system. But currently, we're going to focus in particular to the one that is probably the most heavily using all that these technologies, and that's the Sales Navigator. So what's the business case? Business case, I believe you're all experts into that, and it's pretty clear, but let's just highlight all this. So we are working for this particular solution is for transportation companies which are operating primarily on the spot market. Not only order processing is something additional I will mention later, but let's focus right now on the business case on the spot market. So at the even small companies, I mean companies even with under hundreds on in their fleet, actually are having to process hundreds of thousands of requests per day. This is what is available in the platforms like Timocom, Transporian, but as well hundreds of emails and structured emails are popping into their mails coming from their previous clients on daily basis. And the reality is that actually to process all the information is absolute mission critical part of the business, because this is the entry point for the operations. This is what generates actually the sales, creates orders, and driving the business. And with this vast amount of data that actually is processed, we are very vulnerable on several layers. The very first thing is, of course, that we need to have error-free understanding of the requests, or which is mentioned as extraction of offers or orders. And while we are dealing with the emails, the emails are popping in various formats. Later on, I will show some examples during the demonstration. And you know that, I mean, they could be just plain text into the mail, they could be tabular form into the mail, they could be some nicey fancy HTML into the email, it could be PDF into the email, or even just scanned document as a picture. And it requires manual work actually to transmit all that information, to transfer all that information from the requests coming from the emails to the TMS. And this is, let's say, people are people. We are vulnerable to errors, and if some errors are minor, something like error into the delivery date or error into the address actually could be very crucial for successful operation, for the satisfaction of our clients. More important is that when we are working with freight exchange platforms like Timocom, we are actually operating with hundreds of thousands of requests per day. And in that moment, if we have even not so large fleet as 100 trucks, actually to be able to select the most appropriate requests for our fleet is quite extensive work. We need to hire bigger and bigger team of dispatchers that actually are constantly scanning and evaluating the upcoming requests from the platforms. This is a very slow process, and all the process actually, the reality is that the efficiency, without matter how many people we are going to put onto that, if we have at all able to have the resource, because we know that The people are, let's say, well-trained dispatchers is not something could be found just across the corner. Is not an easy task. And at the same time, the critical part is that we have to be as fast and precise as possible to our responses, because the faster actually, in most of the cases, gets the deal. I mean, anybody operating with the freight exchange knows that the good news disappears in terms of 10 to 15 minutes. And if we're not able to scan everything to react on what is exactly for us and to be able to respond to that, actually we're losing business we're losing business and business opportunities. So as I said, the main part is how we to use and how we integrated the large language models and machine learning to be able to help to increase the speed, to increase the accuracy for all that business, and in some cases even to automate quite a lot of work that we're currently doing. So to help the people to focus on what really matters. So, and in the mail request, as I said, in the structured freight exchange orders, they're in structured data, but they're vast amount. We are helping the business very first to standardize and to be able to have error-free information about the requests. The second part is we to be able to prioritize based on machine learning, to prioritize actually what is the most valuable for us in particular, what is the best requests we to react on, minimizing the effort for people to scan and to evaluate all this. And on top of that, to generate pricing that is profitable for your business based on your KPIs, to be able immediately to react with a proposal against the others. So actually, this I will explain that this is not a trivial task, because the task is not just linear. So let's assume that we have an email. This is unstructured data, and we have to extract data in a structured way. So we receive a new email, and after that, this email content is processing. But after that, we might have several steps as a result of that. First, the conversation could be dropped. I mean, okay, we're not having any interest. Are we going to reply or not? Probably it's not definite. Not all the companies are doing. The second part is that probably part of the information needs some form of clarification. Probably some important information for our request is not present into the request, and we need to ask for that. So generally that creates a loop, which, I mean, we request for additional information, we receive that additional information, and we might have a mail thread that is coming with several mails. And for human, to be able to keep all the information into these emails in order might become a little bit of a trick. And the other option is that we might directly go, okay, we have everything that we need, and we are going to have a negotiation. We propose a price, and we propose an offer. And after that, all this is again returned through the emails, responses, email threads, and finally, either conversation is going to be dropped or it's going to be transferred as a booking order. I mean, purely manual process. Actually, at that moment, you have to go and to start entering all that information manually into the TMS, transport management systems. To expand a little more, I will not talk about all this. I just try to, here is showing just to show you how complicated all that process in terms of technologies. And the reality is that our system is operating not on one, but on several models, which are evaluating all the incoming information and making that information in structured way. Just as an example, it's not only about to structure unstructured information from emails, but as well, in most of the cases, these mailboxes are publicly available, like as an example, sales at mycompany.com or operations at mycompany.com. So one of the steps in all that, and it's completely separate LLM model, is actually to classify every mail that is coming. Is it really a pre-order request? Is it already existing order, which is quite the case as well, or it's just irrelevant email that pop-ups either spam or email that is having additional information. And after that, you have to extract the information to start calculating the exact distance, and etc., well, where all the additional machine learning algorithms are working. Second part, which our system, and I believe we are absolutely innovative into all that, into logistics sector, is to create a score. Actually, I use them when we're formulating that part. I use my own background experience of formulating a scores of successfully to provide a loan to a customers, which actually is a way the banking sector is operating for the last more than 50 years. As I said, we applied exactly the same idea and concept, which turns out is very successful as well. So generally what that system is doing, that machine learning models are doing, is that they're taking all the information from the requests, evaluate all that information. It could be weight, origination, destination, clients, type of goods, and everything else that could be assigned to the request. And based on models which are trained of the previous experience of the orders. As an example, even small companies with fleets, they are having thousands and 20,000, 30,000 orders already executed into task, for example, for the last 3 years. All that information actually is very valuable, because when you have that orders already done, we know actually exactly in which cases this order was profitable for the company, in which cases the orders that were executed were not profitable. And we are building individually per every of our clients scoring machine learning models, which evaluates constantly the information from the past and evaluates the incoming requests and capable to assign a score between 10 and 0, which determines which requests are looking to be as most profitable based on the history of our operations. Generally, this means that we are assigning a score which is predominantly based on the way our business operates. It's not a score which is just like a general score, which is, as an example, Timo.com, they have a score for, okay, how the things are going today. But this is for the entire industry. We have hundreds and even millions of transport companies operating just in Europe. And this general score is, okay, it could be indicative for probably some form of general Europe economy situation, but this doesn't mean that this score is really applicable for my own operations. And in our case, we are building this score based on your own historic information and providing ability immediately and fast to assign this score to any upcoming request you have. And to explain a little bit about the score, and I would take just as an example of latitude and what destination or origination that is behind the requests. And here we're looking at the map of the Europe based on one of our clients that is willingly, they are happy to share a little bit of that information during that seminar. But we're seeing that, okay, they have in particular operations, very heavy operations in Germany, in Netherlands, in northern Italy, a little bit in France, primarily North France, Great Britain, and almost no operations in Spain and etc. So if you start looking from the perspective when you receive an address, as an example, origination address, this address in standard form is tied to a to a country, and zip code. It could be a particular town, etc. there. If you start thinking from the perspective that Europe doesn't have boundaries, except of course Switzerland, that this case is a little bit different, and quite often it's avoided to be used even for corridor, and it's avoided to trucks to pass through there. Actually, if you rely on your analytics based on the just zip codes and countries, you're going to be quite misled, just because in Europe without boundaries, actually a particular latitude and longitude position, as an example, in 20 kilometers somewhere inside of Netherlands, is almost equivalent as a similar within a radius, as an example, of 100 kilometers, like across the borders, and it could be either in Belgium and either in Germany, as an example. And based on this analysis, which we are doing, actually we are able to create a heat maps for our clients, and they're quite individual. They later on are used as a part of the scoring and etc. And here is a bit of a representation where on the left side you're seeing the heat map of the profitability, so where the profitable orders are coming from, which immediately is helping without at all using the zip codes, you to be able to just latitude and longitude in any spot in Europe, and you will know based on your historic data how this spot is going is doing for you. Without matter, did you have any already executed order to that particular spot or not? On the right side, you see the intensity map, and I would say immediately that for that of our client, they obviously are not falling in terms of origination, where exactly the profit is. And as you see, they have a lot of operations into southern Germany, and it's now that okay, from after the detailed analysis perspective, we see that actually this zone is not so profitable as not Germany or not Italy. And if we take a look exactly the same, but from the destination standpoint of view, we see as well that okay, intensity map again, obviously the FIT is operating in particular into the Germany, but the reality based on their historic data, the most profitable destination points were related to northern France and as well southern Germany. So generally, if the two maps were almost equal, they're actually utilizing exactly the most profitable orders. And here the maps are showing that that is not exactly that. It could be business decision, but all the analysis is helping immediately. And after that, I will say that they're binded into decision or into the decisions later on to help the companies to optimize their fleet efficiency in terms of profitability. And now I'm going to show directly the system itself. So, this is a live system, actually processing data in real time. This is the test evaluation system of our clients. And first, the sales navigator is having three perspectives of of all the upcoming information. One of the perspectives is that this is combined everything related to the in the same place related with the requests that are coming from emails or from platform requests. In that particular case, for that client, only Timocom is integrated. But as well, you have all the emails and all the platforms in the same place. So if we took a little bit the perspective of the email, so let's see. So we have the emails, the list of the emails. We already have these scores, the predictive score, which is said, okay, everything that's green is look profitable. Everything which is red is non-profitable, like this one, and these are more uncertain, let's say. And let's just examine one particular email. If we take a look of that one, we could see that we have the information information popping from just plain text. And if we examine some other, like this one, we could see, sorry, not this one, the previous one. We could see that this information, in that case here, as well, very simple plain text shown. And what the system is helping is actually, we have all the extracted fields from all that conversation here. And we could see all the details. We have also required definition of the required fields and optional fields. By the way, these are defined by the customer. It's not only the system. We support everything, and the customer decide what is required and what is not. And after that, we could prepare a draft order. So that draft order, if we say, okay, this order is ready, we could directly transfer that order to TMS. This is in the case that we already closed the deal, and okay, and we have confirmation about that. Another option is that we immediately, based on all that information, are capable to extract a lot of information and to prepare price calculation for that particular order based on the details. We could utilize different type of tricks which are helping the client to calculate for the particular truck that is going to be used. As we see in that case, compared to what was requested, this order actually is not going to be profitable if we have to execute with that particular truck. And as far as you see, the start of the order is actually we have closed another type of truck that is capable to utilize that. And again, even with that truck, this is not seems to be profitable order. So here, the additional information that we have, we provide a lot of zone statistic, latest order, so the dispatcher easily to be able to assess the particular request against the previous data, and as well with this AI-driven calculation, where we are calculating the price per day, per kilometer, with zone adjustments based on the inbound and outbound zones, and etc., and the price for that. Of course, the dispatcher is able to say whatever price he likes, but we're trying to help as much as possible with that information to him to prepare all that data to him. So, and that with the emails, and let's take a look from the perspective of the requests. So these are the requests that are constantly coming from the platform. So don't take a look that it's -2 minutes. It's my time is just 2 minutes ahead from the time, so it's not from the future. It happens right now. But let's open that one. So here we have already structured information, and this information is again prepared into the extracted fields. Actually, these orders are automatically extracted from TimuCom for a particular truck. So every unassigned truck, actually, we are collecting in an automated way the information for the particular requests that are constantly coming from TimuCom, and we are utilizing from here. The user is capable first immediately to react and to send an email, and even that email could include different information with is this request still available, so you are immediately able to react if you like the offer, the request. Another thing is that you could even go to the platform if, for example, email by some reason is not mentioned. You could see the original information there. And again, going to pricing, pricing, something that I already showed you. But here the important part is not only all that information, which is nice, but the important part is, as I said, is the scoring And when the price is already suggested, expected price, when the client potentially identify their expected price, we, with just a simple filtering, are able to say something like that. Show me all the requests which actually seems to be a very profitable to me. So generally, that as an example, let's open that one. Obviously, that one is they're ready to pay 1,700 euro. And in the same time, our pricing is showing that with this particular truck, actually with the profit, we will have something like 1,344 suggested price as a profit. So it turns out this particular request will bring us additionally 350 euro on top of our regular operational business. So immediately we are able to spot a very profitable offer that just came just right now. And when we don't have expected price in that case, because that's probably about 25% in the cases we have that, we still have the ability to use the scoring, and we could say something. Okay, show me any score which is, let's say, greater than 8.5, and immediately I have all the offers that turns out that they are looks as potentially profitable. So and this is for own transport as well. We have the system which is separate, where we are able to filter the things which, when we operate not only with own transport, but we are resellers. So we to set and filter immediately the things that are looks profitable to be subcontracted from us. And as you see, with just some few clicks, utilizing all that information that were passed, are actually able to process information in a very fast manner, compared to if I just go to Timucom. Let's just open a Timucom. It's somewhere, and start searching here, navigating through the a lot of information here, and probably somewhere to spot, probably this looks promising or not. So all that information is all that crunching of the data is already done from me, from all this machine learning and large language models which are operating behind. And going back just a few words to explain what's next. So for us, right now we are in process. We are in final stage of having again AI-powered predictive AI. So generally, when our truck is executing a particular order, our system is constantly tracking and monitoring the system. Is monitoring the performance of the truck in real time. And as well is binding things like rest hours for the driver, like traffic jams, like different events, like required changes in the route, and etc., to be able to establish is a particular order that is currently under execution is going to be on time or not. And from here we have two options. One of the options is that once in advance we know that something is going to finish on time, at that moment the sales navigator is starting automatically to collect potential orders from the endpoint of that truck. So minimizing as much as possible the waiting time for the truck when arrives and already unloads the goods. almost immediately to be able to redirect that truck in advance with the requests which are assessed, selected, sold, and transferred to the orders. Another thing that is based on all that until now is that we are starting with some of our clients to even automate the process of queries for transport availability. So generally, even a human, the dispatcher is not required to observe. Based on the KPI criteria of our clients, they will be able immediately, automated way our system to send requests for availability of the particular transport, and on later stage even to start automate offers directly tied to all that. So generally, if you take from the perspective like that, a truck which currently is operating a particular order and in a move, as an example, a day before the delivery, when the predictive ETA is showing that the delivery will be done on time, the system completely automatically will start extracting information for potential other potential requests from Timocom or from Transporion, etc. Automate in automated way to send offers and sign deals. Probably at least for the end, we'll have to have some final confirmation from a person. And with that, my part of the presentation ended. I will go. I will send back the floor to Peter, and at the very end, I will be really glad to answer to any information you have for me.
Thank you, Hristo. So let me tell you some words about the market, actually. As you probably know, the logistics market is huge. And as you can see here, the total addressable market is estimated at around 3 trillion euro. But we have two main customers actually two types of customers that could be interested in our solution and that could get quite big benefits from using the software. The company A, these are the typical trucking companies that are working on fixed lanes. For example, companies that have fixed contracts, they gave their 80 or 100 trucks to Elko Walter, for example, and they do transports for them. They promise them around 15,000 kilometers per month. It's a bit high number, but anyways, and they can monitor and work for them. These kind of companies can benefit from our software by monitor their mileage based on the connection of our software to their telematics system, to their TMS system. Based on the numbers, we can provide them with different profitability analysis, performance boards, driver and vehicle KPIs, and much more. But company B, these are the companies that are working primarily on the spot market. They can use our sales navigator to find better paid loads, to better utilize their trucks, and to make for sure more profit. And to the next slide. Here you can see what are the problems in the logistics. There are a lot. We can't solve all of them, but some of them we can solve. And for example, as Hristo already showed to you, thanks to our filters and the scoring, especially the scoring that we develop, you can focus only on the high quality loads and these loads that are bringing to you much more profit. Also, you can respond very fast to the new loads that are posted on Timocom, for example. As you can see, we have an automation to send them only the relevant information, to send them an offer with your price, and so to get immediately the load. Again, thanks to our connection to the telematics system and the GPS of the trucks, we can see where your trucks are already empty or they will be empty in the next day, for example, or days. And so we can show you the relevant orders or loads, that are posted on the freight exchanges, and you can focus on them. You're not you don't need to search days for new loads for your trucks, and this way you can improve the utilization of your truck. Again, another solution that is very important for this kind of companies is the data extraction and the import of this data to TMS. This kind, you eliminate the manual tasks of your employees. The whole process is very fast, and you can't make any mistakes because this is the automation of the software. The data validation, so as you probably know, a lot of, I would say 40% of all the loads on Timocom, Transeu, and the other freight exchanges are unreal. They're just posted there to collect prices and to see if there are trucks to take these loads. We can see these loads, if they're real or not, based on different criteria. We see, for example, a company posted a load 15 times in the last 2 hours. So this company is in a hurry. You can offer a higher price for this load. And these kind of suggestions are in the software. And also the price guidance is something very important in my opinion, because imagine you need to hire a new dispatcher and you have a lot of work. It's a Monday, you have a lot of work, and this dispatcher needs to take a load from Timocom, for example, but he's or she is new and doesn't know what price to offer. This software will suggest him what price to offer, and you are not needed to be there to give him advices and to offer the price. To the next slide, yes, here are the key benefits. I'll go very fast through them because you already heard about them. You can improve the profitability of your company. You can save a lot of time by manual tasks and the software automates them. The faster response that I already mentioned, better utilization of your trucks because we see where they are empty already and we suggest you which loads to take, to reduce the risks and to improve the efficiency of your operations and the company. Yes, here maybe some numbers. What costs can you save by using our software? For example, the empty miles, when you see a load next to your truck and you take it, you can cut your fuel costs with the automation that you are offering. You can cut also the labor costs to avoid loss-making orders based on the scoring that you are offering, to find backloads faster and to reduce administrative errors. With some of our customers, we achieved around 3 to 4 hours savings per dispatcher based on our automations, which reflects also in up to 25% improving of the profitability of each truck, which means in numbers around 500 euros more revenue per truck per month. And for the companies that are interested in maybe a short POC, I'll show you on the next slide. Actually, these are the solutions that I'll come to the POC later. So here you can see what kind of other modules we have for this tracking solution. As I told you, we calculate a lot of data and produce different analytics based, for example, on the efficiency and the profitability of the whole company. We can monitor the revenue and the cost control, the costs, and give you advices how to cut the costs and to improve the revenue. Based on the telematics system and the connection to the TMS system, we monitor the performance of the drivers and the vehicles. And also, as we are connected to the different fuel card providers like UTA, Shell, and so on, we monitor everything about the fuel. We can show you which truck is consuming more diesel or electricity, and very detailed analytics about the fuel. We have planning and execution monitoring, which is connected to the sales navigator, what Hristo presented to you. And also on the right hand side, you can see this email extraction of information and transferring it to the TMS. And now to the POC. We offer to our customers a very short POC just to see the value of the product. It's a 1 month POC. First, we start on the first week. The customer provides us with historical data from the TMS. We start to analyze this data, to do our calculations, to use our specific algorithms. And then after the second week, we provide our customers with different analytics based on the utilized vehicles, the high cost clients, so you can focus only on the best clients, and also the trade lanes that are not very profitable to you. And at the end, we give our customers some advice how to optimize their operations. This is our short POC that we do with most of the clients. And now, if you have any questions, I guess you have, just ask us.